I'm at week 1 of the artist journey. My name is Nova Rivers, and let me just break this down for you. So, I will be upfront and say, if you're familiar with this book, you know about the morning pages. I did the morning pages for 5 days, and then I got off track for a couple of the days. It was my graduation, I was kind of busy and procrastinating, but I did it for most of the week. I was good, I swear. And I learned a lot about myself because, first of all, it was just okay. So, doing the morning pages, it's very time consuming. It literally took me 45 minutes per day to get them all out. And a lot of it at first is kind of just a bunch of rambling and jambling, talking like, oh, bleep, bloop, blop, I'm drinking coffee, I'm eating blueberries, sip, slurp, eat. And it was kind of random at first, but then as I started writing, it became somewhat like a stream of consciousness just flowing out of me. And I started getting very specific. And I think that the prompts in the book in this week 1 first chapter were very helpful with that, because it was talking about things like write down 3 of your creative enemies, or write down 5 different careers that you could see for yourself, 5 imaginary lives that you would want to pursue. And through those prompts, I started getting a bit more intentional about what I was writing. And even though the point of the morning pages is for it to all just flow out of you naturally and not really something you're thinking about, I felt like I was kind of I would go random onto random different tangents, but then sometimes a stream of consciousness would just start flowing out of me, and I would start telling a story about my life and getting very specific. Like, I would remember something that occurred to me, or I would think about something I was hopeful for. And I found it very helpful just to free write like that, because I see it like a free write, and it was very helpful. As for the book itself, during chapter 1, which I have my book with me, and I'm going to go to my notes that I highlighted, because there were certain things that stood out to me that just were like, Miss Julia was reading me for filth, I swear. Certain things that just called me out, saying, you need to get up, stand up for your rights, like, period, okay? So let me tell you, the fact that the idea that I could be sane, sober, and creative terrified me. That line really stuck out to me. That really did. Another line that stuck out to me was, let me find it. I'm scrolling right now. I just said scrolling for a book. I'm scrolling through a book. What has become of this generation, I swear. But look, let me go to my chapter, and let's see. Oh yeah, there was a contract I had to sign saying that I would commit to the 12-week duration of the course, which I've already broken that contract because I did not do 2 of my morning pages, and I'm trying to commit to them. But it's a lot. It's literally, it says that it takes half an hour. No, it takes like 45 minutes to an hour, straight up. At least for me, because my hand gets all cramped, and then I start to overthink. But yes, I found my quotes. Judging your early artistic efforts is artist abuse. Girl, that really read me. That really did. Progress, not perfection. And that stands out to me too, because practice makes progress. Not perfection, but progress. You know what else read me for filth? I am met by instant defensive hostility. But do you know how old I will be by the time I learn to really play the piano, act, paint, write in a decent play? Yes, the same age you will be if you don't. Girl, when I read that, I was, read me for filth. I just, get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Another one. Remember that in order to recover as an artist, you must be willing to be a bad artist. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. I think that stands out to me too, because and another thing that she talked about was shadow careers, and how you will do things that are sensible for your art instead of what you truly have the talent and the drive to do, because you don't want to be a beginner, because you don't want to be a bad artist at first. And that's something that, when I was doing my morning pages, I was processing how I used to just make art and not care what anybody thought. Now, I'm posting on this YouTube channel. This was my old YouTube channel from when I was 15 years old, when I didn't give a gaff, just straight up. I made content that made me happy, and I didn't think about what people were going to say. I just made what was on my heart, on my mind, and I believed in myself, and I knew I would be successful. We haven't gotten there yet. Wait, let's not say that. It's a journey. It's progress. Because if I say that I'm not successful, then I'm looking at it from a lens of perfection instead of progress. I am successful just by even making art in the first place. So we're going to live in that mentality. But anyways, be willing to be a bad artist. That's something I was not willing to do recently. I was willing to do it when I was a kid, but not recently. Because recently, my voice tells me, don't make that post. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. And another thing that Julia had me doing in this book was writing my affirmations and then writing blurts. So the affirmations were things that you believe in yourself. Like, I, Nova, am a brilliant and prolific artist. And then a blurt would be, nobody wants to see your face. No one cares about what you do. There's no reason for you to get up in the morning. And I realized that the older that I got, the more those blurts became prominent in my life. I didn't have those blurts when I was a kid. People would just say that. People would just say it, and I wouldn't care. But now it's interesting how I'm at the point in my life where I feel like, because I always had support, but I'm at the point in my life where I feel like I see constant support from people, but I don't really support myself mentally. I'm the one who's telling myself I can't make it. I'm the one who's telling myself that I am a bad artist. Therefore, I shouldn't put things out there. Therefore, I shouldn't post that content. Therefore, I shouldn't try. But what did she say? You will be the same age if you don't do it. So do it. And that's why I'm making this video. Let me find another quote. Audacity, not talent. All too often, it is audacity and not talent that moves an artist to center stage. And I see that because there's so many talented people, but I feel like what really gives someone the platform is the audacity to put oneself out there. And I mean, another part of it is, I guess, branding and marketing. But I feel like it's, what image are you putting out to the world, and are you willing to be perceived? Because at the end of the day, someone is perceiving you. No matter what, you will always be perceived by somebody. I don't want this to go past 10 minutes. There was something else. Was there anything else? Did I go on my artist date? I low-key did. I did something cool. I went to this mixing masterclass, which was awesome because I'm learning how to mix. And I don't want this to go past 10 minutes because I don't got storage on my phone. But it takes nurturing to make an artist. Judging your early artistic efforts is artist abuse. I am not judging that 14-year-old that started a YouTube channel, that started a Vine account, because she believed in herself. And I'm not going to judge myself now. I am just going to create and keep going. Week 1, Artist Way. Very helpful. I need to do the morning pages, even though it takes a lot. I can do it. My name is Nova. Supernova. Haven't heard that name in a long time. Signing out.